Gab, your big takeaway from Italy's win today?
I'm going to use a cliche here and say it's a marathon, not a sprint. So 3 games in 8 days is a game changer. National team coaches aren't used to it. You've seen it obviously with other teams as well. They mix things up. That's what Roberto Mancini did. We saw a very good first 45 minutes, I thought. And then early in the second half, they said, all right, let's go and manage the lead. And what they don't do well is when they start managing the lead, they play at 2 miles an hour, low tempo. And I think they ran a few risks, notwithstanding the fact that maybe they could have added a third later. So all in all, you take the 3 points, you're happy with the first half, and you move on.
Gab, how close is this team to the one that we're going to see the starting 11 at the Euros?
I think maybe half the team. I'd be surprised if Chiellini starts at the Euros. I think Emerson Palmieri's had so many chances down the left. I think it's going to be Spinazzola, who of course came on in the second half. I think Jorginho, it's not guaranteed he's going to start. Obviously, he was absent and he missed them. I think Barella is going to obviously be in there in midfield. I'm holding out for Zaniolo, and I would expect that, again, Chiesa is another guy who should be starting, but, if Berardi plays like that, it could get a little bit tricky. So I'd say about maybe 50% there, but there is a lot of competition, legitimate competition, I think, for places.
Away from the international news, some interesting stuff from Juve Vice President Paulo Nedved coming out and talking about their coach. Pirlo is and will be the Juventus coach. That's 100% sure. We have begun a new project with him, knowing we would face difficulties. Pirlo has everything to become a great coach. Not only did he talk about Pirlo, but also the future of Cristiano Ronaldo. As far as I'm concerned, Ronaldo is untouchable. He has a contract until June 2022 and will stay. We'll see what happens after that. On both a technical and marketing level, Cristiano gave us a boost towards the Olympus of football. He scored more than 100 goals in 120 matches. And besides, he dragged us into the Champions League. So, Gab, you've got Paulo Nedved coming out and saying this. So that's it, isn't it? That's story done. Why does this story keep reappearing?
So I think the story keeps reappearing for several reasons. If you're talking about Pirlo, while that is part of the project, as I've been telling you all year, it is a transition season. This is the direction of travel. Whether Pirlo can take them there or not remains to be seen. But should something go awfully wrong, where Juve finish out of the top 4 or something, or something close to that, then I think they would make a different choice. But they are committed to this project. That part's not in question. As for Cristiano, it's all fine and good. I think the reality is that if Cristiano wants to stay, he's going to stay at least until the end of his contract. He's come out and he said that he wants to stay. At some point, though, with his contract expiring, they're going to have to figure out whether they want to extend it. He's going to have to figure out whether he wants to stay. So I think it's hugely likely he's going to stay another year. After that, and I think Nedved hinted as this, is anybody's guess. What bugs me a little bit is bringing up all this stuff about the past. He scored this many goals. Nobody's attacking Cristiano Ronaldo on the basis that he hasn't been productive for Juve. He has, and in fact, this season has been his best season for Juve. The question is, post-COVID, with the new financial landscape, does it make sense for Juve to extend his deal? Does he still make financial sense to carry him in the team? That is a question for the club accounts, probably not for Paulo Nedved. But for my money, he's not going anywhere at least until the end of next season.
Sid Lowe has been waiting patiently back with us now. Sid, is this just the Spanish media getting excited about nothing?
Well, look, you asked the question there to Gab, why does this story keep re-emerging? One of the reasons it keeps re-emerging is because there's absolutely no doubt that it does Cristiano Ronaldo, from his point of view at least, no harm for it to keep re-emerging. It does him no harm to find out whether Real Madrid are interested. I think that it's an idea that certainly if you look And you know, this is partly about bylines. Certainly, if you look at which particular journalist it is writing about Cristiano Ronaldo's interest to come back, this has come, at least some of it has come, some of the reaction to it at least has come from Cristiano Ronaldo's camp. So there's no doubt that at the very least, it's handy for him to find this out. It's handy for him to know this, which isn't the same as saying that he goes, but it is the same, I think, as saying it's something that has a degree of substance to it. Which, as I say, isn't to say that he's going. And I think that's why it keeps re-emerging, because there are people involved here who see the value in it re-emerging. And then, of course, what happens is it takes on a dynamic all of its own. It takes on a momentum of all of its own. And then we do get to that point that you just made, Dan, which is this just a kind of a sense of excitement in the Spanish media? Well, once you've lifted the lid, then it starts running.
Sid Lowe, thank you very much. Gab, as you're here, I just want your reaction to another quote that Nedved Ged talking about the future of Dybala, saying we've missed Dybala. I don't think he's played more than 800 minutes this season. He has 1 year left in his contract, and I have nothing to add to what Paratici and Agnelli have already said. Juventus will evaluate every opportunity in the market. What is that market for Dybala?
It's a good question, because you wonder what Dybala you're getting. But certainly with a year left on his contract, theoretically, he should be a heck of a lot cheaper if somebody wants to take a punt on him. You know, he's not on enormous wages. He never ended up signing that big extension for Juventus, which is why he's coming. Which is why he's just a year away from free agency. I think it's a tough one. I think Juventus are going to make him, a bit of a low ball offer, perhaps with bonuses to keep him around. Because they know that if they put him on the market this summer, the way things are going, they're probably not going to get full whack, and yet they have to extend him. Could he have helped Juve this season? Probably. Although at the same time, Cristiano is most productive playing with a guy like Alvaro Morata, who plays completely differently from Dybala. So. I think that's a question that's a tough one, and that's something that the Juve are going to have to consider. Their best case scenario is Dybala comes back, plays some games, shows that he's fit, shows that he can be productive, and that's going to help you make a decision on whether you want to extend his contract and to what degree you want to extend it.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.